Given the many archaeological discoveries we've covered in the past, we have gathered together the most striking information regarding mysterious discoveries made from ancient civilizations all throughout history. The Egyptian Sphinx. There appears to be evidence that the Sphinx may be hiding some mysteries. One theory is that the pharaoh of the 4th dynasty wanted to claim the work as his own. Evidence for this can be found when analysing the head-to-body ratio. In fact, the head on the Sphinx is so small that many had often believed upon first sight that it could have been grinded down from a much more massive structure. The second piece of evidence is provided by hieroglyphics located in the temple of Teptuef. This outlines in detail that the original god of ancient Giza was Anubis, and the accounts and images of Anubis in his jackal form are drawn all throughout the site. This has made some put forward the idea that the Sphinx shouldn't have a lion's head. The Saqqara Bird. In an 1898 excavation located in the town of Saqqara, Egypt, Egyptologists discovered strange bird-shaped artifacts made out of wood and that were incredibly well preserved. Located atop the bird appears to be one single large wing, commonly seen in modern tail-dragger planes, whereas the back of the bird shows what looks like a rudder. Further evidence was established when aerodynamics expert Simon Sanderson tested an exact replica model of the carved bird in a modern-day wind tunnel. Even without a tail plane, rudder or flaps, the model generated a massive amount of lift, proving that even without the use of modern-day equipment, the carved image could glide all on its own. The Lost City of Heraklion. Also known by the name Thonis, as given by the ancient Egyptian civilization, the Lost City of Heraklion was a trade hub located near the mouth of the Nile. This is according to ancient Egyptian documents. The city of Heraklion had often been at the centre of many Greek mythologies, including works by Herodotus. They state the ancient city is linked with other trade hubs, such as that of Troy and the stories of Hercules. Many archaeologists and experts believe the site to be solely mythological due to these references to myth, as well as the fact that there was no such city had been recovered near the mouth of the Nile. Interestingly, this all changed in 1933, when an RAF commander was flying over the area. While doing so, he noticed the ruins of a city under the waters. It would take about 6 decades before the French underwater archaeologist Frank Godillot would find the ruins and make the connection between the discovered ruins and the mythical city of Heraklion, proving that the city did in fact exist. The London Hammer. Back in 1936, a mysterious artifact was discovered in London, Texas. The London Hammer, as it was named, was made of iron and wood. What was strange, though, was that it was cased in a 400 million year old rock. Further tests of the metal hammerhead suggest that the tool was used for craft specialization and was involved in fine work for softer metals. Even more strange is the fact that even though the hammerhead is made out of more than 96% iron, the artifact has not rusted since its discovery in the mid-1930s. This has led many to believe that not only does the hammer contain a possible strange alloy, but that it may have a protective coating. This has led many time travel theorists to argue that the hammer is proof of time travel. Skeptics, however, have said the London is not millions of years old. Studies have been carried out to show the artifact ranges from 700 years ago to the present. Drobo Stones. The Drobo Stones were described as being a series of 716 circular stone discs. What's interesting is that they were dated as far back as 12,000 years ago, predating the first human civilizations. The stones were inscribed with tiny hieroglyphic-like images that detailed a strange story of possible extraterrestrial origin. This story was supposedly translated to state that a strange species of beings had descended from the clouds in the sky. After realizing they were unable to ascend back up into the skies, they were then forced to begin to adapt to live on the planet. The story then detailed that, unaware of the nature of these strange beings and their intentions, the local Han Chinese began to hunt them down. According to the researcher Xu Wenming, the images seemed similar to that of modern-day UFO sightings and flying saucers. Chemicals found in the Egyptian pyramids at Giza. As new discoveries and 3D mapping of the pyramids continued, even more mysterious natures of their structure were found. Archaeologists and Egyptologists found high traces of chemical compounds throughout the shafts of the pyramids. These were said to have been able to generate massive amounts of hydrogen. They did this by utilizing commonly found base chemicals in the region. This led some theorists to believe that the pyramids themselves could have once been powerful hydrogen generators, capable of supplying electricity and energy similar to the energy output of modern-day power plants. Mysterious bracelet. A few years back, scientists discovered a 40,000-year-old artifact. After first seeing the object, they couldn't work out what it was. However, after further study, it turned out to be a bracelet. Further studies, however, showed that this wasn't any ordinary bracelet. It was created by ancient people who appeared to be much more advanced than initially thought. The piece of jewellery, which experts claim is the oldest ever found, is even more unique because of the sophistication used to make it. Archaeologists have said that its creator used revolutionary technology for the time period, including a tool similar to a modern-day drill. The bracelet was discovered in 2008. Scientists put it through over 7 years of testing and confirmed that it was made over 30,000 years before the Stone Age even began. The researchers said that the skills of its creator were perfect, and they were someone who was very skilled in what they did. It was even speculated at one point that it was made by a modern human. It's now known that its creator was an extremely gifted Denisovan. It's discoveries like this that show us just how intelligent previous civilizations were. The bracelet is currently displayed at the Museum of History and Culture of the Peoples of Siberia and the Far East, in Russia. Hobbit skeletons. It appears that myths of small-statured humans that have commonly been referred to as hobbits may not have been myths after all. Going back a few years ago, a group of skeletons were found that provided definitive proof of hobbit-like humans once existing. These vary dramatically from modern-day dwarfism, as the genetic lineage appears to have branched off from an ancient human. This has led researchers to wonder what could have possibly caused the extinction of this race and completely changed the viewpoint of the genetic adaptation and evolution of human beings. Fortifications of Mycenae. The discovery of the fortifications of Mycenae have continued to baffle engineers and architects to this very day. It was believed that the walls were created 3,500 years ago, during the Late Bronze Age period, which seems baffling given the fact the walls were completed without delay or technological limitation. This is despite human civilization not having made advancements in metals that could have been used for tools in the construction of the walls. In fact, the blocks are so massive that even modern-day cranes and technology could not place the stones in their current position. This has made many people question how this ancient civilization was able to move such structures. As of today, these megalithic structures remain a mystery. Pir Reis Map. The Pir Reis Maps were a collection of maps that were compiled by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Pir Reis back in 1513. They worked to create an accurate world map to be used by the military at the time. Oddly enough, these maps also contain knowledge of the Antarctic coast hundreds of years before its supposed discovery. These detailed drawings show the rock faces that should not have been visible. This is due to glaciers and other information claiming the area to be lush forest and not that of a frozen snowland we know today. The Doji of Japan. Made during the ancient prehistoric period of Japan that goes as far back as 16,000 years ago, the Doji figurines have fascinated theorists and the ancient astronaut community. This is because they believed extraterrestrials lived on our planet and alongside our ancestors. The Doji figurines depict small humanoid creatures that appear to be visually similar to that of the small grey aliens we know today. The purpose of the doji are widely unknown, but they have been found all around the Japanese island. They have been dated to be somewhere around 14 to 16,000 years old, which is interestingly 4 to 6,000 years before the first human civilization began to arise. Many members of the UFO community believe that these small figurines could be evidence of extraterrestrials influencing the ancient past, given their remarkable similarities between modern-day sightings. But what do you think of all these strange and mysterious artifacts found around the world? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working towards solving these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching.